Today I'm doing part 2 of my beryl series. So in this video I'll go over morganite, bixbite, and pezzottaite. So these are going to be our more red or pink beryls, and we'll start with morganite. So morganite is by far the most common of these three. Morganite is going to be a light pink to peach color. You can also get aqua morganite. In my last video I talked about aquador, which is when you have aquamarine and heliodor in one crystal. You can also get aquamarine and morganite in one crystal. So it's going to be our beryl formula, and then you have manganese 2+. And then you can also have iron, which gives it a more peachy look. Most of the untreated has that orangey tint to it, and then if you heat it, it can go a little bit more pink. This lacks a lot of the inclusions that bixbite and pezzottaite have. So like aquamarine, it's going to be a lot less included. But you can get gas bubbles and fluid inclusions, which are kind of fun too. So it was discovered in 1910 in Madagascar, and it was named by George Kunz, who is the gemologist for Tiffany & Co. that is very prominent around this time. And it was named after J.P. Morgan. So you can find morganite in Brazil, Namibia, the US, Afghanistan, Mozambique, and Madagascar, and it's often going to be in pegmatites. Next up we have bixbite. So bixbite is also known as red beryl or red emerald or scarlet emerald. I don't like calling it red emerald, even though the main producer right now is Red Emerald Incorporated, but it is very, very included like an emerald, and it structurally looks a lot like emerald. The largest crystals we have are only about 2 centimeters though, so it's really, really quite rare. It was discovered in 1904 in the Thomas Range in Utah, and it was named in 1912 by Alfred Epler in honor of Maynard Bixby, who was one of the people who discovered it. So now we're calling it red beryl a lot, just because bixbite can also be confused with bixbyite, which is named after the same man. So the largest concentration we have is at the Ruby Violet claim in the Wawa Mountains of Utah. And so that was discovered by Lamar Hodges while he was prospecting for uranium. And that was later purchased in 2020 by Denise Noller, who owns Red Emerald Incorporated. You can find it in Utah, Mexico, and Australia. It's always going to be in rhyolite though, which is really interesting because rhyolite can produce a lot of topaz, but it's generally not going to be super crystal happy. And I think that about covers that. Also in the 1990s, we had a lot of lab-created red beryl coming out of Russia, but you can very easily tell the difference between a genuine red beryl stone and a lab-synthesized one because of the inclusions. So like I said, very heavily included. Last but not least, we have pezzottaite. So we have our formula here. We also have manganese. One interesting thing about pezzottaite, it is trigonal rather than hexagonal like the rest of the beryls. It was named after Federico Pezzotta, who was an Italian geologist and mineralogist. And it was discovered in Madagascar in 2002. And Federico Pezzotta does a lot of stuff for the minerals of Madagascar, and he also kind of looks like a James Bond villain, which is super cool in the best way. So this was found in pegmatites, as you know, aquamarine and other beryls are pegmatite happy. And so it was discovered by Lamar Hodges in the Wawa Mountains in 1958. However, when it was discovered, it was misidentified as red beryl, so we didn't put that together until later on when it was discovered in Madagascar. So you can find it in Madagascar, Namibia, Utah, Afghanistan, and Myanmar. And like I said, also super rare. Most of the cut stones we have are less than a carat. So these two guys, really rare. Morganite, a little less rare, but still really cool. And let me show you a couple examples. So I don't have any pezzottaite to show you, unfortunately, but here is a little morganite baby. Nice crystal face. You can see that slight light pink peachy look, and it's got some inclusions there too, but they're not really in the stone, they're kind of off to the side. And then here is my red beryl. Let me pull it out of the case because you can see, maybe not, he's pretty in there. You can get a sense of the color here, but you can see that it's really heavily included and there's a raw crystal next to it. And pezzottaite is also known as raspberry beryl, whereas bixbite is red beryl, and then morganite has that peach and pink. So thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe if you feel like it, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye!